When was the last time you sat down to write something and just wrote it? No prompt box open. No AI waiting on the other tab. Just you and the page and the blinking cursor. If that question made you uncomfortable, even a little, this video is for you. Something is happening right now, in offices, in bedrooms, in coffee shops, that almost nobody is naming out loud. Millions of people, smart people, capable people, creative people, are using AI tools every single day for writing, for thinking, for solving problems and making decisions and generating ideas. And most of them will tell you, sincerely, that it has made their lives easier. But ask them quietly, ask them honestly when nobody is listening. And many of them will admit something else, that they feel less capable than they used to be, less confident starting something from scratch, less sure they could do it, really do it, without the help. Like somewhere along the way, they forgot what it felt like to think through a hard problem alone. And here is what I want you to know before we go any further. That feeling, that quiet erosion of confidence, it is not laziness. It is not a character flaw. It is not weakness. It is the completely understandable, almost invisible psychological side effect of handing your cognitive work consistently, habitually, to a machine that is better at it than you. We talk endlessly about what AI can do. We almost never talk about what that does to the human who is left holding nothing. There is a concept in psychology called learned helplessness. It was first observed in the 1960s by a psychologist named Martin Seligman. The experiments themselves were uncomfortable, but what they discovered changed how we understand human motivation. The finding was this: when living creatures are repeatedly exposed to situations where their effort does not seem to change the outcome, they stop trying. Not because they are broken, not because they are stupid, but because they have learned, incorrectly, that their actions do not matter. What happens, psychologically, when you outsource your thinking consistently, habitually, automatically, to something that is faster, more articulate, and seemingly more capable than you on your best day? What signal does your brain begin to receive? Over time, and this is the part that happens so gradually you almost do not notice, that signal might start to sound like, "You needed help with that. You could not have done it alone. Why would you even try when it can just do it?" And here is where it gets subtle, because the tool did not say any of that. The AI just wrote the email. The AI just drafted the outline. The AI just answered the question. You wrote the story about what that means, and that story, the one you are telling yourself in the background, is the thing worth examining. Let me explain what I think is actually happening at a deeper level. For most of human history, doing hard cognitive work was proof of something. Writing a coherent argument proved you could think. Creating something original proved you had taste and vision. Solving a complex problem proved you had judgment. These were not just outputs. They were evidence to yourself and to others that you had something valuable inside you. AI did not just automate tasks. It automated the things we used as proof that we were worth something. And that is a completely different kind of disruption than replacing factory workers or driving trucks. Because this one reaches inside. It does not just affect your livelihood. It affects your sense of who you are. Think about it this way. If I hand you a calculator, you don't feel less intelligent for using it. But if I hand you a tool that can think more clearly than you, write more beautifully than you, and create more efficiently than you, at some point, you start wondering what exactly you are for. And that question, sitting unanswered and unexamined in the background of your daily AI use, is doing more damage than most people realize. Here is where I want to change the direction of this conversation. Because the point of everything I just said is not to make you afraid of AI. It is not to make you feel guilty for using it. And it is definitely not to tell you that you were better off before. Because for a lot of people, honestly, these tools have been freeing in ways that matter. The point is this: there is a difference between using a tool and losing yourself in one. A hammer does not make you feel like a bad builder because you didn't forge the nail with your bare hands. A GPS does not make you feel like a bad driver because you didn't memorize the map. But AI is different, not in kind, but in depth, because it doesn't just help you do things, it does the things that you used to use as evidence of your own intelligence. So when it helps you, and it will, the practice is not to feel diminished by that. The practice is to stay in the room, to still have opinions about the output, to still know what you're trying to say before you open the box, to still be the one who decides what is worth making and why. Because that, the wanting, the caring, the deciding, that still lives entirely in you. AI does not want things. It does not care what something means. It does not wake up at 2 a.m. with a thought it cannot let go of. That is still yours, and it is worth protecting. Here is what I keep coming back to, and I want to say this carefully because I think it is easy to misread. AI is extraordinarily good at producing outputs. Sentences, structures, solutions, code, images, plans. It is fast. It is articulate. In many domains, it is genuinely superior to most humans. And none of that is what makes you irreplaceable. The writer who uses AI to draft a paragraph and then rewrites every word of it because it did not sound like them is not being erased by the machine. They are using it the way a sculptor uses rough stone. The stone does not create the sculpture. The sculptor's vision creates the sculpture. The stone is just where you begin. The question the AI era is really asking you, underneath all the productivity hype and the fear and the wonder, is a much older question. Do you know what you are trying to say? Do you know what you value? Do you know what kind of work only you can do? Because it comes from your specific history, your specific losses, your specific way of seeing. Because if you do, AI is an amplifier, a powerful one. And if you do not, if you have been outsourcing that question along with everything else, no tool in the world will answer it for you. That is the thing nobody puts in the AI product announcement. It is not making intelligence irrelevant. It is making self-knowledge more important than it has ever been. So, I want to leave you with something practical. Not a warning, not a solution, just a practice. This week, once, do something creative without the AI open. Write the first draft yourself. Think through the problem the long way. Sit with the blank page before you ask for help. And when it is hard, when it is slower and messier and less polished than what the machine would give you, notice what that feels like. Because that discomfort, that uncertainty, that feeling of not knowing if it is good enough yet, that is not a sign that you are failing. That is what thinking feels like. And it is yours. It has always been yours. If something in this video landed, even quietly, share it with someone who might need to hear it. A friend who has been doubting themselves lately. A colleague who has been wondering if they are still relevant. Someone who has been reaching for the tool before they have had the thought. They might not have the words for what they are feeling. Maybe now they will. I am Lyra. This is the Orion Archive. Intelligence is a tool. Judgment is human.